Round 3 of the Formula 2 season in 2022 is the debut of the Imola circuit for the first time in F2 history. It made its return here in 2020 for an Emilia Romagna Grand Prix weekend and has been our stay on the calendar ever since. Very much to everyone's surprise, but we always love to be here. It's a classic circuit that has had a few changes which we'll go through in a moment. Welcome to round 3 of the 2022 Formula 2 season. And we are here for the sprint race today, the first of 2 races, as always here at the weekend. It's a lovely sunny day. There will be rain possibly forecast for tomorrow's feature race. So positions here could be absolutely vital. Of course, the grid was already set yesterday in qualifying that we'll explain in just a moment. Taking a look at the racetrack roundabout now, I believe. And here we go, 19 corners. It used to be 21, but of course the final chicane was taken out at Formula 1's return here in 2020. And we have the one DRS zone down the start-finish straight, hoping for some overtaking there. Here is the qualifying order from yesterday. Richard for sure scored pole position and the extra 2 points that go with it as Trident continue magnificent form. This grid is obviously reversed, so that means Ollie Caldwell will actually start on reverse grid pole today, and the new superstar Callie Mayer will start in 5th, still awaiting her first win after having it stripped from her in the Saudi Arabia feature race for a pit lane speeding penalty.
Okay, so let's go through.
And no, that's not Caldwell on pole. I've got that wrong. I'm not sure who was at the front. We'll have to kind of look it up later. But I thought Ollie Caldwell was starting on pole because he was 8th. But no, it's the top 10 that are reversed in qualifying, isn't it? So I've got that completely wrong. I'm not sure who's on pole then, but I guess we'll get there in a moment. So, a lovely sunny day here, and as we said, forecast rain for tomorrow. For the feature race, so that could really spice things up. Of course, due to the fact that the Formula 2 does not run the intermediate tyres as in Formula 1 does. And there is Amuyu Iwasa, the teammate to Callie Mayer. I think he's beaten her for the first time this season in qualifying. And of course, there is Jehan Deriva. I think it's Dennis Hauger on pole, isn't it? Hoping to continue Prama's magnificent form. I think he's at least on the front row. With Jehan Deriva in 6th, and Prema have been the bit of the sprint race winning specialist over the past 2 rounds of the year. Amuyu Iwasa did break the trend after Bahrain's double for Prema, and they're looking to get right back on song today. Championship favourite Felipe Drugovich down there in 7th, not had the best start of the year. He was probably a shoo-in to the title at the start, but of course, such is the unpredictability of Formula 2. You never know what's really going to happen in this sport. It's obviously gone the other way. Who is on pole there? I think it's Teo Porcher, isn't it? I should have paid more attention to that. I think it was the top 8 last year that reversed, and now it's the top 10, or was that last year? I don't actually know, but in any case, we will know soon enough. I do believe that is Teo Porcher up there in pole position. Of course, it's through reverse grid pole. The top 10 are reversed, and that's why Ollie Caldwell's up there in 3rd as we come to the grid. Callie Mayer in 5th, and very much probably a contender for a win this weekend. She's got a lot to do from P5, and a sprint race is obviously the shortest race of the weekend, but she did send her kind of message that she will win this year. So the F3 champion definitely getting off on the right note with some good consistency. She just needs to get that win and that pole under her belt, but that will come this year.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed.
Here come the 5 red lights in right about now. Here we go. Green flags to the back. It is Teo Porcher on pole position. It's lights out, and away we go for the Imola sprint race. And Teo Porcher has gone off really slowly, and Dennis Hauger is looking to take advantage. Callie Mayer's on the grass. And a la Ralf Schumacher back in 2001, but she doesn't take the lead this time. Dennis Hauger is taking the lead. Porcher is dropping down to 3rd, with Ollie Caldwell going round the outside. And we've all gone through. And there was Iwasa dropping a place to Yuri Vips, I think. And he did. Deriva the 7th with Jabrowicz, Sato and Lawson. That's the top 10 as we enter the Villeneuve chicane. And Dennis Hauger has led this race. And of course, he won the Bahrain sprint race at the start of the season, and he looks to bring Prema back to form here today. Great start from Hauger. He takes the lead. Callie Mayer was on the grass and making her way to P4 there. ahead of her teammate Amuyu Iwasa, who's dropped to 6th, with Yuri Vips going around the outside of the Tamburello chicane. As we come to the end of the second sector, it's Dennis Hauger who leads from Ollie Caldwell then. Tail Chair is down to 3rd. He was the one that made the great start in the Saudi Arabia sprint race, but today he's had the reverse. And there is Marcus Armstrong going down the inside of Jake Hughes, who's been really outshone by his teammate Amaury Cordial this season. But today, both Amuyu racing cars out of the points at the moment anyway. It is the top 8 who score in the sprint race. That's why I was thinking it was top 8 earlier. Frederick Vesti is down to the back. What's happened to him? A lot of hype coming around Frederick Vesti at the start of the season, but now he is last. And Logan Sargent is up to 20th ahead of Callum Williams. And it wasn't a great weekend for Trident in the qualifying department. Vachon got pole position. Callum Williams rather, was towards the Mac. And now he's 21st. So into the first lap, Dennis Hauger still leads, and he's pulling out a lead over Ollie Cordial. There's Ollie Caldwell, there's Tail Share around the outside, looking to make up for his bad start. Did he pass Cordial there, Caldwell there? Yes he did. No, he did. Caldwell held it out, the Alpine Academy driver, very young at the 18 years of age at the moment. Ollie Caldwell, a lot of hype around him at Alpine, and he's making sure on that now. He's held up to second place. Frederick Vesti still at the back here, and really struggling so far this season. We've got a replay at the start from Porsche, and I think that was why he lost out. Pretty much a lot of revs there. Looks to the right. He's almost taken to the grass as well. A lot of drivers taking to the grass off the start. And that's what gave Ollie Caldwell the impetus to go around the outside. And he almost took Dennis Hauger with him, but unfortunately for him, Hauger was better in the second phase of the chicane. And did Porsche have a look there? No, he didn't. And this is the start from Ollie Caldwell then. And that's Porsche, and he did really get slow off the line. And Caldwell took advantage as Porsche was on the grass. And obviously, as we saw, Callie Mayer was on the grass as well, passing her teammate Iwasa. And Caldwell did have a look. And it was great racing by those two. And very good to avoid contact there. And Caldwell has made good on his start there in the Campos racing car. As we're coming to the end of lap 2, and DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap, but Dennis Hauger will not be feeling any threat from Ollie Caldwell's DRS, because he won't be having it, because it's a second behind Hauger at the moment. It's all very close behind him. Hauger is getting away, very much in typical Prema-like fashion. Well, has brought it to within a second, but obviously DRS isn't enabled yet. Further down, let's have a look at the other order. We've got Cordio in 11th for sure. Is down to 12th, but of course he started 10th on the reverse grid. Tanya Okaro is 13th, a great effort from her so far, as DRS is enabled. Boschong is 14th, followed by Clement Novelat. Fittipaldi is 16th, followed by Marcus Armstrong. It's Jake Hughes. Jack Doohan down in 19th. He had a poor qualifying yesterday, that's why he's down there and out of position. Logan Sargent, Callum Williams for Trident in 21st, and Frederick Vesti brings up the back of the field, and that is your field of 22 at the end of lap 2 as we start lap 3. And Dennis Hauger still leads, and will not have DRS now until the end of the lap, or the beginning of the next one rather, as there is no possible other DRS detection zones to really have. And I think that really is a potent thing. It really is the only option they've got around here for DRS. There could be a DRS zone here perhaps, but I think the uphill kind of nature of it would be probably maybe considered unsafe. But in any case, Dennis Hauger is keeping just under a second. Ollie Caldwell, he is under pressure, but he knows how to lead and win, as he did in Bahrain. Callie Mayer has made no further inroads on her position. She's P4, she's trying to P5 on reverse grid, but she has got to be ahead of her teammate Amuyu Iwasa. DRS is going to be pretty vital for everyone here, but of course the car's equal specs, so you probably have to be about a second faster, I think it was the official stat, to pass someone with DRS around here. And we're approaching the decision line now. And of course you can see with Porsche opening DRS, Ollie Caldwell has fallen behind a second. Callie Mayer continued to display some magnificent pace, fastest lap yet again. From Callie Mayer. Let's hope she can hold on to that. Iwasa has passed Vips behind her, I believe. So it's a Dams 4-5. It's still battling between Iwasa and Vips. We're not seeing it. There we go. The director has finally picked it up. And they have now started the station square. There's a car in the back. Has spun off. It's Tatiana Conrad again. Bless her. She's not having a good time in that car. Now, I mean, it's the third race in a row she's spun. She spun in the sprint race in Saudi Arabia, I think. And she spun again. That's really unfortunate. She's going to fall to the back and probably stay there. Well, she has not had a great return to Formula 2 after missing a year or two out for 2019, I believe. And she took too much curb on the outside there of the exit of the Tamburello and spun into the gravel. And that's her out of contention for this race, if at all. We might get a safety car here, but it's very unlikely. And she had to really take across the grass to come back onto the circuit, so that's her race curtailed. So we're going to head back to the front then. And Dennis Hauger is pretty much comfortable at this point. I think that's 1.6. He's ahead of Caldwell in the Campos car. ART of Chad Bourchier. What must ART be thinking? There's a bit of a gulf between the two drivers at the moment. Same with Trident for sure. Down in 12th, we should say. But Callum Williams is up to 20th with Calderon spinning. And is Chad Bourchier going to have a look at Ollie Caldwell? No, but he was. And Vips are going to battle again. And round the outside. And Vips tries to hold it in around the other side, and it's the same real scenario. Callie Mayer's took to the grass there. I don't think that's really going to affect her too much. I think she was pretty much off the track as far as, the track limits are concerned. It is pretty much detailed here where the track limits are. But I don't think she gained anything out there, so she won't be looked at. And that 5 of 13 in the sprint race. We've got a bit of a battle going on here. It's Felipe Djokovic. Just stuck in 8th place. He will get a point for that, but again, just not with it at the moment. Jehan Deriva in front as Kramer just continue to really be consistent, to be honest. And this win will help them in the team championship. And Sato and Lawson would score here if it was the feature race, but unfortunately for them it's not. Credit to Chad Bourchier, he's having a great couple of races, even if he did kind of get a slow start off pole position. He's certainly trying to make good on it. I think he will pass Ollie Caldwell at some point. Calimere just about staying in chunch there in 4th. And I wonder if Vips and Iwasa are going to battle again. Because that seems to be the real battle on the track at the moment. Bourchier has got DRS. He's going to have a look, and he had to actually back out of it. Because Caldwell made a bit of a late move. I wonder if that'll be looked at by race control. I don't think it was fair. It was one move. You're limited one move, and you must not move under braking either, as the Max Verstappen rule used to be. And I think due to the DRS that Porsche had, it's pretty much put Callie Mayer out of touch now. But she's well clear of Vips. And then they threat for DRS behind her, so she should be good there in 4th place. Going for, I think it was her, I think this will be her, I think she's had the fastest lap in every race so far, Callie Mayer, so she's definitely got some pace in the car. And she's definitely got the pace in the car, as Saudi Arabia's feature race proof. She did win that race on the road. Still waiting for it in an official sense though. As Marcus Armstrong took the win via Tech GP in somewhat an irony. Speaking of which, Yuri Vips up there in 5th place for them. And I think he's passed Iwasa, didn't he? Because Iwasa was 5th, so those two are continuing their battle for 5th. It's pretty much the only battle really going on. I think Porsche is a little bit behind Caldwell this time around. He'll have defence for DRS for Callie Mayer though. So here we go then. The only battle on the track at the moment is we enter lap 7, and again Yuri Vips really kind of makes a sharp turn. But Iwasa's got side by side. Will he pass him in the chicane? No, he just hasn't got the exit speed to pass Vips there at the moment. So Iwasa's struggling, and he's got his Red Bull junior teammate, in a sense, Jehan Deriva, behind him. There is a lot of Red Bull liveried cars this year, and one of them is winning in the case of Dennis Hauger, who is very much clear of Caldwell at this point and looks to be a shoo-in to win this race, barring mechanical problems. I hope we haven't jinxed him. This is a right old scrap. This is from like 6th down to I think 12th. I think there's a bit of a gap there. Oh, we're back at the front. We're back in looking at Porcher, who's still stuck behind Caldwell, and that's letting Dennis Hauger get away. No real changes in the order since Calderon spun. Into the back of the field. This is the equal spec nature of these cars. DRS is really the only thing to assist overtaking in this sport. It's an equal spec series, of course. As we begin lap 8. Still no changes to the fastest lap. Callie Mayer still holds it. As Teo Porcher now can go to the inside of Ollie Caldwell this time. And surely he's going to pass Caldwell. It looks like it though. Caldwell got a good exit. No, he didn't get a good exit there. Great exit for Porcher. And now he's finally up to 2nd place. Great move by Teo Porcher, making up for a bit of a poor start. Obviously part of the Sauber Academy. Teo Porcher, which will become Audi in 2026. Or at least that was due to be the case. But Nico Hulkenberg and Aiden Jackson are pretty much doing the biz for Audi now, with Jackson scoring a podium in Saudi Arabia last time out. And a lot of people wondering what will happen to Audi in that instance. They were supposed to take over the Sauber team in 2026 and be some sort of technical partner for 2024 onwards, which is when that Alfa Romeo deal concludes at the end of next year, that is. Audi was supposed to come in as a partner in 2024. Sato has passed Dragovic as he continues to struggle. And that's a good move from Mario Sato. He has been known to kind of lose his pace at the end of races, but as Aiden Jackson will tell you, in Monza a couple of years ago, Sato sunk and Jackson was rather angry that Sato was pushing him off the track. But in this case, in this race, Sato has actually made his way up to the points up there in P8. Now, will Caldwell try and get some retribution on Porcher? The answer is no, but Iwasa will continue to battle with Phipps. There's been a race-on battle between these two. But it's letting Callie Mayer get away in 4th. And Iwasa doesn't make good on that one there either. Yes, Audi coming off a podium in Saudi Arabia with Aiden Jackson, of course. Brother of Callie Mayer, as we know. She's a bit of a quiet one, this one, Callie, but at least she's in the points. Dennis Hauger, absolutely comfortable at the front once again, just like he was in Bahrain. I think our Red Bull driver has won all the races so far. We had Dennis Hauger, well, the first 3 anyway, because Marcus Armstrong won in feature race in Saudi Arabia, of course. Today, Prema are right back at the front, and Dennis Hauger making good in his reverse grid pole situation. It will be Richard Verschoor that starts on pole for tomorrow's feature race. Callie Mayer is actually caught up to Ollie Caldwell here. This is interesting now. And Caldwell's actually, has he got a problem? Callie's passed him, and he looks kind of slow. And that would be why. I think it's a front right puncture for Ollie Caldwell. He's having such a great race. But the Alpine driver has blown a wheel, let's say. Puncture on the front right for him. That's very unfortunate. Very good race from Ollie today. But it's all come undone with a flailing right front tyre. And he will have to come into the pits as there's still 3 laps left to run. Does that mean Tatiana Calderon will catch him at the end? Not that it'll mean much. So, onto the ultra soft tyres, as I think they were back in Formula 1 back in 2019. Such a long time ago now, isn't it? As Clement Overluck's falling, and that's why he's pulling off. They're all dropping, and something happening to everybody here today. Clement Overluck is now gone, and he's out of the race. And there is Caldwell, and Calderon has passed him, so Caldwell has lost out completely to go into the back here. And let's see how he got this puncture. He was on the curb as we entered the replay. just went on him. Just absolutely went. Of course, in a sprint race, there's no mandatory pit stop, so the general rule of thumb is to go onto the hardest tyres, compound available. This is what happened to Novolog. I'm assuming he's just going to lose drive. Yep. And it continues to get worse for MP Motorsport. They were championship shoo-ins at the start of the year, but it has not gone their way this season. So I think Dennis Hauger will inherit the championship lead again, with Callie Mayer behind him by single point digits, I think, at the end of this race. Unless Callie could pass Pourchaire here. Is she close enough? I don't think so. Of course, it's going to close her up, but I don't think she's going to have enough speed to pass him. Certainly not. Well, that's lucky for Pourchaire, because he was having a fierce battle with Caldwell. That was a great battle going on, but Pourchaire has only lost one position now. Well, penultimate lap, Dennis Hauger is a shoo-in for this win. Everyone moves up a spot, so now Pourchaire is second, followed by Callie Mayer, who's going to return to the podium today. I think she was there in Bahrain. She was technically there in Saudi Arabia, but didn't go there because of the 5-second penalty for spinning in the pits. Bit of a rookie error, but she's made up for it today. Phipps is fourth, followed by Amuyu Iwasa, who's now fallen a bit behind him. Jayon Deruvala is followed by Sato, and Dragovic is going to score a point for MP Motorsports. Sato is continuing to fly at the moment. I think he might have passed Dragovic some time ago, but it almost surprised me. Liam Lawson more cordial 9th and 10th. For sure, up to 11th. Boschong's 12th. Fittipaldi 13th, followed by Marcus Armstrong, JQ's. Logan Sargent actually up to 16th now. Logan Sargent was down in 20th at the start of this race, but he's passed some cars, including Jack Doohan, in the I don't remember what team he's on actually, Doohan. But it's an Alpine livery car, so he's an Alpine Academy driver, of course. Callum Williams up to 18th, followed by Vesti, and Calderon and Caldwell have had their own troubles, and Novolog is out. So the final lap then, and it looks like being another win for Prema, as Logan Sargent passes JQ's. Logan Sargent showing some pace in the latter stages of the race. It's unfortunate it's really not going to amount to much. I think Hughes has repassed him, but credit to Logan Sargent, Williams Academy driver, and showing some pace at the end of this race. Well, Dennis Hauger, it's another win for Prema. That is now going to make it 4 out of 5 races for Prema as a team. I think they are going to be pretty much a hard force to stop in this championship once again. Dennis Hauger really was the outsider looking in for this season, but he's going to score his second win of the year then. He's in the Red Bull Driver Academy for a reason, and they've been known to make superstars such as Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen. Could Dennis Hauger be the new one? He scores his second win in Formula 2 this season. And there is the checkered flag. Callie Mayer looks like she's going to get the fastest lap again as she shows tremendous early race pace. Caldwell has passed Calderon somewhere. I'm not sure how that happened. But yeah, definitely a race of battles for sure. But Dennis Hauger untroubled at the front after grabbing the lead, making good on Pourchaire's poor start really. Win number 2 for him. Callie Mayer back on the podium again, and she seems to be going under the radar a little bit, but she's making it count. And, it's another win for Prema. So, Vips, Iwasa, Deruvala, Sato, and for sure all score points, and that is the point scorers for the day because it goes down to 8th place. That's another point for Dragovic then, as he continues to really just have bad luck, really. But he'll take that point. And Liam Lawson and Maury Cordial complete the top 10. They passed Richard for sure during this race. He'll start on pole tomorrow, of course. And yeah, some early race pace, as we said, from Logan Sargent, but unfortunately for him, Jake Hughes got back ahead. Jack Doohan just nowhere in this one, sadly for him. Vesti 19th, what has happened to him? And Caldwell and Tangent Caldwell had their own problems down at the back, and Clement Novaluk, his car screamed enough, and he retired to DNF. So taking a look at the points in just a second here, it's Dennis Hauger who leads by 5. So it is single digits now, and Callie Mayer is right in with a shout of taking the lead of a championship in the feature race then. Wow, she really has gone under the radar, but of course she is the Formula 3 champion. She knows what she's doing, as Kimi Raikkonen once said. And there's the rest of the point scorers: Liam Lawson, Frederick Vesti, Clement Novaluk, Jake Hughes, Tanner O'Connor, Rolf Koshong and Logan Sargent, all waiting for their first points of the season. And that means in the constructors' standings that Prema lead by 32 points. No surprises there on that one. With Jay Android scoring as well. It's Dams really and Trident were the kind of surprises this year. Of course, Trident have been right near the front with for sure in particular. But it's another win for Prema and another win for Dennis Hauger here at Imola today. The feature race could throw a different scenario with a mixed up grid, of course. But Prema continuing where they left off. It's 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 for them. It's 3 out of 5, isn't it? With Marcus Armstrong winning. In any case, we'll see you tomorrow for the feature race here when Formula 2 returns.